2024 will be unlike anything you have experienced before. Massive acceleration is coming, massive changes, massive up levels. This is preparing you for the most expansive version of your life. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach helping you to shift into your highest timeline. And if you resonate with this message, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell icon. If you would like to apply to work with me, that information's in the description box below, as well as my free guide to Quantum Jump in 7 days. Make sure that you watch this entire video because I have a channeled message toward the end of the video. This awakening is accelerating. So there obviously has been an acceleration of this awakening, of this higher frequency, this shifting into that new earth, right? The splitting of the timelines. And it's going to continue to accelerate and accelerate. Like there's no more going back, right? For those of us who are on this new timeline, there is only going to be faster and faster momentum and acceleration from here forward. And 2023 was a transformative year. I mean, wow. And 2024 is going to be even bigger. The download that I received in the moment was cloaking device. So the cloaking device that has been on everything is going to be turned off. And we're going to see more. We're going to experience more. The illusion is falling. The veil is thinning. And 2024 is going to be even better than 2023. And of course, people have free will. There will be people who choose the timelines of fear and lack and suffering and all of that, right? Which is perfectly okay and valid. Every journey is perfect and valid. But for a lot of you who are watching this video, you're in the new timeline and that is where you're going to remain. So things are just going to get better and better and better for you. Now, I have heard a few people saying that, you know, there's this splitting of these timelines, right? And then we're shifting into this higher frequency, this higher level of consciousness more than ever before, but it's really going to start to properly split off in 2024, meaning that you will, you know, not be able to be around negative, like really different experiences and people and situations that are vastly different to your frequency. So if you're someone who's mostly living in like, you know, joy and gratitude or relaxation, like you're more of a positive, good feeling like person, you will have less contact with people or situations that are vastly different to that. And as you know, from my previous videos and from probably listening to some other teachers as well, eventually there will come a time in a few years where it's a complete splitting. If you have noticed, and I shall have, this awakening process is one that you usually do kind of alone. Meaning that you, like the people who are awakening are often, not always, but often awakening while their friends, their partners, their families, their children are not, or not at that point that they're at. And, you know, that initially you can feel kind of alone in that because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm having this full-on experience right now and I can't even really talk about it with anyone. And here's why. If you were designing a grand plan, like a grand plan for this, you know, transformative time, for coming to Earth, coming to this physical experience and wanting to simply play and love and here to have fun, right? To raise the frequency of this world. And so if you're going to create a master plan to elevate, right? For the fun of it, for the expansion, to elevate, you know, the beings, the souls, the energy, the consciousness that's here, focused here, the people, the world. Doesn't it make sense to place seeds, or shall I say star seeds, all across the world. All across the world, separate so they can cover more ground in a way. Spread them out so they can have more of an effect on the people that they're around, the situations that they are around. Plant these star seeds in all these different places. I feel like there's more of a good chance at uplifting and raising the frequency. So that's why I believe that it is a process that you initially go through alone, because we're way showers, where someone has to lead the way, right? Someone has to, it's like people, like the 4-minute mile, okay? Someone had to do it so that other people could see and realize I can do it too. So that's kind of what I feel is like we're placed just everywhere because there has to be leaders. And it doesn't make us better than anyone else. There's no hierarchy. I mean, when I had my second awakening this year, I was kind of just confused. I was like, why is this happening to me in such a vivid way and no one else in my real life? Like, all of you are kind of, understanding and more in resonance, but the people that I know in my life, I've definitely seen changes. I've definitely seen them awaken in some ways, but not to the extent that I have. And initially I felt kind of alone and kind of like a bit like insane, because it was just this whole massive change for me. And I'm just like, what is going on here? And no one knows. I'm like, no one's talking about this. It's not happening to anyone else. Like, why is it just me? And I realize now that that is the way it was designed, to help others to be able to step up. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone needs to awaken and everyone needs to be like you and do what you do. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. You got to allow people to be their authentic selves in whatever way it looks like for them. And there will be people who don't choose to raise to your frequency, and that's perfect too. Right? The master, the leader, the way shower really up-levels people with unconditional love and acceptance, right? Accepting someone's journey, knowing that if they are going to decide to awaken, they will do it when they're ready to, and you cannot force anything upon anyone else, nor should you. And so this splitting of the timelines, as I said, it's been talked about that there's going to be like an actual full-on split in 2024. I don't know if that's exactly true. I feel like maybe it could be still a couple of years down the track that it's a full-on split, like you will not have any contact, not be able to be around anyone who's of a different frequency, like a vastly different frequency to you. But I do know for sure it's going to be an even bigger acceleration, and even more of a splitting, and even more of whatever path you are choosing by who you're being, right? Who you're choosing to be, you're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of that timeline, whichever one it is that you are choosing, more of that kind of a world, more of that kind of a reality. And one thing I want to put in there is it's important not to judge or invalidate, the things that you don't prefer to live in your world, because as soon as you judge something or you have some sort of negative emotion toward it, or you're like, oh, I really hate this, or I really don't like this, or you judge it or invalidate it in some way, you instantly entangle with that, like quantum entanglement. You entangle with that thing, with that circumstance, with that person, and you're on the frequency of it. So that's why letting everything be okay and seeing it as a neutral choice of what I prefer and don't prefer, and just leaning toward what you do desire and who you want to be, and allowing the other choices to be there at the buffet. It's a buffet of pretty much unlimited choices, and you don't have to say how much you hate the chicken, you can just eat the fish, for example. So it's not invalidating or pushing against anything, and simply being the living example of the kind of world that you want to live in. And the thing I really want to point out right now is don't wait, because I feel like a lot of people are looking for some kind of sign and some kind of like change outside of them. Like, oh, when this happens, then my life's going to be different. And it's like, no. When you are different, these things happen. It's when more of us are realizing our power, when more of us are realizing we can live fully now, and we start to actually act in those ways, we do that, we be that new person, that then, because we're actually doing it now and accepting it now, realizing it now, being it now, allowing ourselves to live as we want to live now and feel how we want to feel now, we raise our frequency. That's what raises the frequency of this physical experience, this planet, what helps others to do the same. And you do not have to wait for anything to do that. So it's like, not like you have to awaken more and do all these things. It's like, realize you're awake. Manifestation is about realizing, it's about deciding, it's about accepting, right? I'm really moving away from all these to do this, you got to do this, do this, do this, do this. It's a realization that you not only can be that person that you want to be now and live that life that you want to live now and have the heaven on earth within, achieve that within, therefore you'll see the reflection in your world and you invite others to do the same for themselves. And that's how we change how this world seems to look, but that you actually are that person now. Realizing you're already that person. It's coming to the realization, I am that person now, because you're all of it. It all exists within you. And do not wait for some event or some cosmic event or some prediction like this is going to happen and all these shifts. Like, yeah, these shifts are happening, but it's more so because of what we're doing. We're creating acceleration. Things will get faster and better because of us shifting our energy more and more and faster and faster, right? And that starts with you choosing to live the life that you want to live now and be the person that you want to be now and not waiting to do so. The new earth is within you. There's nothing outside of you. That'll be reflected. It's reflected outside of you. People are living in the new earth now. It's not like, oh, when's the new earth coming? It's now. It's a state of consciousness that we're all shifting into, and therefore we see the reflection of a new world and new earth, right? Because we found the new earth, that higher consciousness within, right? So this is an inner game. This is an inside job. This has nothing really to do with the outside. That's the reflection. The heaven on earth, the new earth, that's here now. You can choose that now. Okay, so I had a channeled message about 2024 that I'm going to read some parts to you. And this is what you can expect. I was asking questions about, what can the collective expect in 2024? What do they need to know? You will see things in new ways. You will light the way. You become the light for others to follow. You must step into your light fully, or how could you show others how to do it if you don't do it yourself? Please love yourself more. Please ignite yourself more with your joys, your passions, your fun. You deserve this. You've waited for this. It's yours. It was promised to you. You promised it to yourself. You are a star. You're supposed to shine. If you hold that away, if you dim it, then you are less than who you really are, and you teach others to do the same. Lighten up, literally. You will be able to shift into a higher new perspective of the same things and see them as different, therefore creating them to be different and new and fully transformed. Everything is changing in 2024 and the years forward from now. You will not be the same, and the acceleration of change will come on faster and faster, and things will actually get easier for you. But you must drop the weight that isn't yours to fly faster. Otherwise, you will feel heavy, you will feel the struggle. And that's why raising your consciousness is going to help you to soar through your life in ways you couldn't have previously imagined. What do you imagine could be the best thing that could happen for you in the next year or few? I want to tell you that it's going to be so much more than that if you move with the flow. All you have to do is jump in and let it carry you instead of trying to change everything yourself. Your life will never be the same again. Trust that. Moving with the flow is as simple as deciding to do so and to stop doing the things that don't feel good to you. It's a time of momentous change and a trajectory of new experiences for you. Why do you feel as though you must do more to get more? This is about being. It's about flow and it's about letting go. Not about adding more on your list to be and do. It's a feeling. It's a freedom. It's a frequency, and that frequency is you. It's easy, it's joyful, it's free. That's you. You forgot who you really are. It's time to awaken and step into your power and stop playing small as you have done for the sake of others around you. You may spontaneously awaken in moments that before felt so hard to you. It gets easier, it gets peaceful. The old subsides and a new horizon peaks. It's an exciting time for all of you who are ready and waiting and awake and maybe have been awake for a while. This is where the party really starts, and you will see and witness things that maybe you never have before. You will reach elevated states that maybe you have not before. Everything that has happened prior will start amounting to more. You will begin to pick the fruits of the seeds you have planted, and everything that has come before now starts to make sense. It now forms a picture or a movie in which you can understand that all of it was worth it. All of it served you and continues to. It was a gift. It was an accelerator. It was always happening for you. Have you ever wondered what life would be like without any limitations within your mind? Wouldn't you be absolutely free? Wouldn't you have no walls or boulders or blocks in your world? The freedom of your outside world is a reflection of the freedom within you. Set yourself free. And in 2024, you will see the new world you have created. Lift up from the limitations that you have been choosing. It is your powerful choice. Let go. Be the expanded version of you have always dreamed of being. There is nothing stopping you except smoke and mirrors that you designed unconsciously. Create a new world within and watch the world around you move. Your transformation has happened. This is the time of realization. Realize you've transformed. Realize you are who you wish to be. Realize it's done. Realize you're there. Realize it's all here and nowhere else. Realize it has always been yours and always will be. So that was what flowed through me when I asked for messages about 2024 for you all. So let me know if that resonated with you. Let me know any thoughts, anything that really you felt any kind of resonance with, and let me know in the comments. And going forth into this new year, it's really about your decision. Who do I want to be? Who am I? You get to decide. You get to decide every piece of who you are, what's true for you, what kind of life you're going to live in 2024. Of course, this is really amazing guidance, but it's up to you. What do you decide for yourself in 2024 of who you be? who you are and what your life looks like and what it feels like, what version of earth you live in. Decide that, accept it, realize it's here now. And then embody that, live in that knowing that you've decided this and you're going to show up to life in that knowing as that person does. The living embodiment of your decision. That heaven on earth, that new earth, that whole new expanded reality is within you now. You can choose it at any time, at any second. You can be it, you can feel it, you can tune into it. It's here now. Your time is here now. It always has been. There's no other moment but now. Every moment is the same moment, just looked at a little differently, right? And when you look at something differently, you shift to a parallel reality. So the parallel reality is a different version of the same moment. The same one moment. So in this moment, who are you? And what life do you want to live? Start to embody that and shine your light. Stop playing small. Shine your light. Be the star that you are. You're supposed to shine. You're built to shine. If you don't, it hurts. Just like brush off that stuff that isn't you. Let it go and be who you want to be and step into your highest expansion. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you did by liking it and sharing and subscribing. If you would like to work together, that information is in the description box below for you. And have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.